What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Ace Attorney. My name is Isaiah, and I will be your public-appointed defender for the evening. We are still under investigation here for day 3. Unfortunately, I made the mistake of not recording for the first couple of seconds, so I was goofing around. I presented the switchblade knife to Gumshoe, and now he's talking. He's chatting now with us. So without further ado, let's get started. It has a tag attached with label SL9 Incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker.
On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker and was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car.
That's it. Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
What is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again.
Wait, I already... Oh, man. Well, I gotta present something to him. Let's start at the back and work our way forward. Oh, here we go. Let me share a little advice with you, detective. Oh. I guess none of this? I don't understand. Can I just leave? I'm just gonna leave. See you later, bud. No one's here today, Miss Starr.
Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are.
Okay, we proved in court there was no one there. No one was murdered there, that is.
Yeah, I thought they were finally making some headway in our case.
Instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty.
Hang in there, Lana.
I'm going back. Can I talk to Edgeworth? I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet.
There he is. It looks like he's writing something.
What are you doing here? Hey, Edgeworth. Sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. What's going on, bud? Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live with the past 2 years with rumors flying around. It's another allegation to me.
Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you.
That's good. I'm sure that means a lot. Always trying to hide his real feelings. Say, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Well, let's chat, bud. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. That bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility is a prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Well, that's good. He's owning up to it. He's taking responsibility. So, good for him, you know? I'm proud of you, bud. Are you ready for trial? First last year's trial, and now this one. Seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves.
But, Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial.
Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. Only half as long, huh? After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect was guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. That picture, something seems strange about it. I'm going to present him with the picture after this. The day Detective Good was murdered, you were participating in a ceremony over the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one.
Because you were awarded this.
Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up, huh? Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back.
Take something back? What is it?
This.
Oh yeah, Chief Kent asked you to hold on to that, didn't he?
Yes, it was a piece of evidence in that case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. Okay. So you came back to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to. That's right. Alright, now I'm going to present him with the picture. What do you think about this? The picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall had just started making a name for himself. Oh, looks like this was taken when he received the King of the Prosecutors trophy.
Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me.
Yes?
The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours.
Yes, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. The story behind its design.
A story?
Oh, do tell. It sounds so interesting. It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Okay, is that new conversation topic? Yeah. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, the second means shield. Have you heard this story? No, I'm a defense attorney, not a prosecutor. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slide through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus a Chinese word for contradiction was born. Wow.
Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize...
Precisely. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words, but in art and nature to pursue matters into their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today.
That's funny. That's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Interesting. I think that's all we can talk to you about right now, huh? Ooh, excuse me, who's this? Oh, look who it is. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? I'm hungry. Miss Star, shadow lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't be all attributed to some mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. True. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though. Goat must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death, right? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her. Lana Skye.
My sister.
The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Gant.
Lana and Chief Gant.
That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious that evidence produced in the court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret.
But you don't have proof anything illegal was done.
I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties, most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor.
Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor.
Nothing's quite as simple as it appears.
Huh?
Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my only take on the matter. She was being used. Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation, with Lana second in command. They were the best.
They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they?
Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism. By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled.
Incredible evidence, you mean?
Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her.
Really?
Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake.
Mr. Marshall.
When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would ever have recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating.
Miss Starr.
That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that?
So, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, yeah?
Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence.
Chief.
That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office.
What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred?
If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along.
But how could he control Lana?
I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. I bet she killed no Marshall. I can't know it, and so he's using her. There must have been a reason for her change.
At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr.
You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been.
Yes, ma'am. Nothing to talk about with you. Yeah, you're back. You're still here. Yeah, I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning to regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistency. My answer's still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. Also, the last crime scene of the SL9 incident. We gotta see it. We gotta see it, bud. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. I'm gonna show him this again. See what he says. Yeah, we already talked about that. Can we talk now? No? Okay. I might actually have to present everything I have. Start again. Alright, already did all this stuff. Let's keep going down the list here. Lost item report. Okay, we already talked about that. You okay, detective? Quick, run! That's you! Oh, he sneezed. You good, bud? There's only one number left to investigate at 4:20 p.m. The victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with an executive officer number. Tall, dark front faces. Wait, we already talked about that. We're just going down the line. Like I said, we're just going down the line. Okay, nothing there. How'd that blue badger? How's that, huh? Nothing there. What about here? Everyone knows that. Oh, we're talking about the thing now. It's a dragon, yeah, it's a dragon. You had to think for shields, see? It's like the version we heard. Yeah, this one sounds more exciting. Anyway, it gets kinda gory after that. I'll spare the details. No, don't spare me the details. Bruh. I presented everything I have to Edgeworth. Everything. Everything. I showed him everything I have. Bruh. You'll see it's broken, right? Duh, it's broken. Now what if I show him this, huh? Jeez, what do I do? Oh my gosh. Weapon was found. Founded wound was missing tip. You know what? I don't like doing it. I don't like doing it, but this is a little bit much, huh? Alright. I don't like doing it, but I found out what we have to do. Trust me, it sucks. I hate it, but sometimes you get stumped, you know? Sometimes you get stumped, and you gotta have a little help, alright? I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Crazy Edgeworth's sitting right there. Just distract him, I'll check it out. Hey Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe at the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on, first let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. What? Letter of... No! It's not going to be a letter of resignation. If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. This is a letter of resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean. I'm tired, Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked, you don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. It's a resignation, whatever. Use it for anything. I think I know. Sorry, bud. I'll talk you out of resigning later. First, I have a date with this obtuse son of a gun, Gumshoe. Hey man, what do you think about this? What does it say? Due to recent events, I hereby announce my resignation as public prosecutor. Man, there's a lot of talking about Edgeworth being gone. What do you think about this, bud? This is a crumpled up piece of paper. No way. That Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I mean, come on, man. I can't believe they pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusts us detectives to provide him with sound evidence, but we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I made up my mind. Here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out,
They wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report.
look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, it may already be good as terminated. So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, Detective. Thank you. Alright, let's go. Thanks, bud.
Here goes, Mr. Wright.
Ooh, a safe right there. We gotta get in that thing.
If anyone finds us now...
Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out.
Eee!
Ah! What?
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
What? It's broad daylight. I didn't know you could slap a ghost. Detective Gumshoe, what are you doing sneaking up on us like that? Yeah, I wasn't sneaking. I was worried something might go wrong. So I came to. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Okay. Hey, don't do that to my card. Sorry, buddy. I'd never get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now.
You really do want to get fired, don't you?
Not if we're lucky. Now, come on, let's see what we can find out. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's?
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago.
No, sir, no one's using it now. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. Practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. Strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time.
So ever since Lana left, no one touches that desk?
No one except Chief Gant, the cleaner lady who's here each morning. Can't possibly be any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? You only came here to look around, right? It's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's the only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think? Nah. You wouldn't be... Nah. No, there's no way. Never mind, don't worry about it. Okay, let's look around. Yeah, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. When someone does you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You just let it go with that. Yeah, he's got a point. Alright, what's bothering you? You two don't think. Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you?
What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him?
Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. Yet. Alright, let's start examining. Alright, right off the bat, we're gonna get in that safe. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so.
Looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it.
Gee, let me take a guess what it might be. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. No, I know. You wanna try my birthday? It's pretty obvious, right? Bam, we're in. Bingo.
What number did you enter?
Whose birthday was that, pal? 77777, the final ID card number on that record.
What?
Number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean? That ID number? I think you're only 1 7 shy this time. That can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number.
Say, anyone care to look inside?
Let's see what we got. Is any money in there? How much do you have stashed away?
Look, it's a
shard from a broken cup. Somebody looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? It's the broken pot. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint.
It's the handprint, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. Think the chief made up the design?
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh, well, it was just a thought.
Is that it? Is this all that was in the safe?
Apparently so. It's empty now. Piece of cloth with a handprint on it and a broken shard from a cup.
They look like pieces of evidence to me. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I just can't let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great, I have to prove the relevancy to get them. How are these two items linked to SL9 incident? Yeah, there definitely is. Here you go, bud. What do you think about this? Mine didn't work. Have a look at this jar. Now, when the three of us put that back together, all those with the days. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right, one of the shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Does it ring any bells? You know that fragment we just found? You mean this one that was in the safe? Yeah, that one. That was in the safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. That's right. Here's some glue. Pieces together again. The proof Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. That was easy. Bam! There, it's like a charm. That means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, yeah, let's get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached is different from the others. It's got blood on it. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line. That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in a safe? Let's keep examining. Real deal into the armor of these weapons. Sure is, pal. The Chief doesn't care for imitations. First the spy for you, now this armor. You know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. Emma is now base Wright. She's Wright now. You don't have any taxes to pay. Just be careful what you say. Who knows? The Chief may be hiding in his armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Did he never be able to get back out? Chief Gant's desk. Oh, it's you. Put that paper he's reading in the desk. Ooh, let's get in there. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence, huh? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, so. Hey, look at the case name. Eh? SL9. I said, I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What'd you just say? I said, I wonder what. No. Evidence lists normally are twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. House-sized list of evidence. Edgeworth mentioned something like that. What would the other half of this list be doing here? I knew it. The Chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. Alright, share that pipe organ. I don't think we're going to get anything off that, so we're just going to mash through it. Slide over. This was taken on that day 2 years ago. Show you a picture of it. Be dead just 3 hours later. Look at Lana's desk. This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. Not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? Yeah, Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory for the partnership. They were the stuff a legend's made of. This is when Lana and I went to that theme park. Okay, so I investigated everything I can there. I just need to prove to Edgeworth I can take that other handprint. Could it be this?
No, nothing there. What this? Nothing there. What that? Where's the, Yes, we can write Gant in there now. Only one number left to investigate, 4:20 p.m. The victim type Goodman. Secret officer number. And we know who that was now. Alright, running short on time, so I'm going to go ahead and cheat one more time. Just one more time. I see. Fingerprinting set. Let's check it out, bud. Detective Gumshoe. I'd like you to have a look at this. Yeah, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. Yeah, go down. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Eh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. No, none of that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, wish a sense of humor. Alright. Here we go. Alright, let's go. Why won't it dust? Why won't it dust? Whoops, what'd I do? Blah, blah, blah. We already said all this. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Keep sure to check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth, and once they're in and throw in the prints, blow the rest away. Okay. That was weird. What just happened? This game is like acting up on me or something. I don't know what's going on. It's like it's not following my cursor very well. Should be good enough. Bam! Got it. Give it my best shot. Because it won't be any good for matching prints, will it? We'll get a clear result from this print. Alright, let's try a different finger then. Dang it. Another one? This one looks pretty clear. Let's try the middle finger. This one looks a lot more potent. Should be good enough. There we go. Yes, sir. It's not Gantz. Can't be. No. I wonder if it was Lana. Something to do with that incident. The one that happened right here in this room. She's right. We should check the fingerprints of everyone who was in here that day. Well, I see it did that I proud work. You just gotta have faith. I wonder if it... Is that Lana's print? I don't think it is. It's not, is it? It can't be Lana's print. Wait. Hang on. Yo! Oh, what?
No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints. Psst, hey, you. Over here. What's going on here? What are the kids' prints doing on inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Just keep this information from her for now, alright? Just don't bring it up. Yeah, maybe you should hold on to this. What is going on? Well, is that any help? Of course. Thanks for your ID card. We're able to get some hard evidence. Now, that's not very kind, is it? Is it, Gant? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Of course. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Chief Gant. We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. You mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. You in the coat. Me, sir. Drop off your ID card on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. Sir. Now he fired Gumshoe. Now get out. We'll be on our way too then. Wait. You, the one with the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? No, I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not a licensed... You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright! Look, Braille, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times, the chief office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? Thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but I knew if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why she kept eerily silent about it all this time? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. It's not gonna work. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'd be busy the rest of the day. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth. Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. No chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth, it's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I supposedly am so frightened of? What is this person's name? Well, Miss Guy? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. Tell you she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a little bit more about what you think you know? We were partners up until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yeah, you, but also another Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. Oh, I have it. Just found this in a safe in the Chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. You know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. As you surmised, I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yeah, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No, when I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. Knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife. Crazy. I just couldn't leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. It would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. That's the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yeah, it seems I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then, she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? It's all coming together. Why'd you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporter would have a field day with it. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right, then I called my sister to tell her what happened and asked her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma. I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. I'll explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. Bad feeling? Do tell. The first thing I did was make a phone call. To Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall. Why on earth did you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. At least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence, right. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seemed he still hadn't made up his mind to break in the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So, your phone call caused the incident in the investigation room. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as the defense attorney and investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. Only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's a real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. Man, I know it went long. I just really wanted to finish that investigation. Whew, that was crazy. A lot of big time plot twists there. You gotta love it. Anyway, though, that is gonna do it for us here. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. And we're very, very close to wrapping this thing up. So I guess I'll see you on Friday. We'll be back in court. Congratulations. You've all been subpoenaed. We'll see you then.